What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nour Trades, and today I bring you another special video, the Sunday stock watch list, except today's Monday because yesterday was July 4th, and I know a lot of you guys were partying and out and about, so it's great to have you guys back. It's great to, get back to work. We have a short week this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and, it's going to be an interesting week. So, before we get into the video, hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below what other videos you'd like to see on this channel. Comment down below what other, stocks you would like to see on this channel. What other things are you looking in the market? Any economic factors, whatever the case may be. Let me know what you're looking at. And after the video, I like going through them and seeing what everybody's looking at. So maybe it'll adjust my vision on something, or maybe add something to my watch list that I may have been overlooking or something like that. So, before we go ahead and start, I'm going to let you guys know, for the live trading videos, I know it's annoying hearing the things on my computer, like the beeping and stuff. Those are my alerts as far as my algo. So, I've been listening, I've been trying to figure it out, and I am getting it down. So, I figured out what was the issue. From now on, it's going to be perfectly fine. You're going to hear my voice. My mic was on near mode, so I put it on far mode, and then I'm going to lower the volume on TOS so you guys don't hear so many alerts or, that ringing noise. So do not worry. I hear you guys. I've been trying to figure it out. Not only that, but I did figure it out, of course, but there are three more, well, there are more, but I'm going to release 3 more older videos of the live trading videos. So just keep in mind that, yes, I figured it out, but I still have pre-recorded videos. So I'm just going to drop these 3, and then I'll upload the new videos. So I have a lot more than 3, but I want to upload these 3 specifically to the channel before I move on to the new videos. But for the new videos, we got it down, so we won't be worried about that. And when I start recording again, starting tomorrow, I'll have everything noted and it'll be perfectly fine. So it's great to have that down. So let's go ahead and talk about the schedule. You guys can screenshot from right here, or you guys can go to my Trade Like Nour page, which is my trading page on Instagram, and screenshot from there for a clearer pick. But, we have the FOMC minutes this week. We have Raphael speaking on Wednesday, jobless claims on Thursday, of course. And, it's always good to know what you're trading through, what's going on this week, and what not to, what not to do. Sometimes, Fed Powell speaking and he creates some crazy volatility. You don't want to be part of that. Earnings, it's been dead the last 3 weeks. Like, you remember how I said it's just dying down? Now you're just getting these companies. These companies I'm not really interested in. The only company here that I really, ever possibly look at is Levi's. But other than that, I'm not interested. If you want a clearer picture for this week, go to Trade Like Nour. You guys can get a clearer picture from there. So, let's go ahead and start with this video. Let's talk about last week. So, last week I swung SPC or Space over the weekend. Virgin Galactic, we hit a high of 61. I sold at 60. I had shares pre-market, and this thing just dumped. And then we got a big push here because they got approved or whatever. And it just gave up all the gains from that day, which is kind of disappointing for people who are, looking for this crazy breakout that's coming. Maybe we're not going to get it. Can't be that easy. So Roku, if you look at the last 5 days, I was talking, if you go to my previous, I'm talking about the previous Sunday stock watch list. Roku was a big one. I caught this one. This one went from 445 all the way to 462. Roku's an absolute monster when you catch the right move on this. So now let's go to Amazon. Let's go on the 3 year. I was looking at the 3 year chart. I told you we were getting close to that line again, that trend line. We pulled back, and now we're looking for this all-time high. All-time high daily, which actually happened during the day. We did have an all-time high happen pre-market or after-market when we had earnings. I remember this because I was part of it. 36.67, and it ended up giving all those gains by the morning. So what I'm looking at is that 35.50 level. So the first thing I'm going to be looking at is that 35. Well, my level right here. You know what? Let me get to that when we get to the actual week. So whatever. Last week I was talking about this trend for Amazon. It bounced, and it looks really nice here. So what else am I looking at? I'm looking at Google. This is what I was looking at last week. So Google, I told you guys, I've been telling you guys 2-3 weeks in a row, 2460 level. Guess what happened? 2460 level. We rejected so many times, and guess what happened when we broke? It was a crazy breakout. We ended up finishing the day up $56, and it was up like 58 for the day. So Google was a banger. I gave you guys. Roku was a banger. What else? Oh, I gave you guys Nvidia. Let's go to the last 5 days on Nvidia. From a low of 765, that pre-market, all the way to a high of 820. I caught this week, and I'm very happy that I let you guys know on my previous stock watch list from last week. So let's go ahead and start this week. I keep skipping to this week. I guess I'm excited. I don't feel excited, but let's see what we got going on this week. So it's currently July 5th. Tomorrow, July 6th, we resume back to work. Let's talk about what I'm looking at for this week. But before we go ahead and start, let's look at the NASDAQ, right? I told you guys we're going to break out soon or we're going to get rejected. So we got rejected. Then I told you guys wait for the retest. We ended up retesting this at 345, 346. And now we're sitting at 358 on QQQ. Now let's look at SPY. SPY has been on an absolute tear. We broke this top trend over here from 421. Let me put this on the 4 hour, right? Now we're breaking this, and now we're all the way up here at 434 on SPY, all-time high. We're like 6 days in a row where we're hitting all-time highs on SPY. So it's been a pretty crazy run. So that was from a week ago. I've been updating you guys on the trend on the NASDAQ and SPY. So what I'm looking at on Nvidia is we have this tight wedge. Well, it's getting tighter, and we're hitting the top here. We respected it. 1, 2, 3. We got really close Friday. We hit the bottom 1, 2, 3. You know, we got really close Friday, so we really stayed in the tight range, right? So before we go ahead and talk about what we're looking at, we need to know that, you know, one, we can get rejected at this trend at any time, no matter if we make a new high or not. And if we come back down, this can slightly break on the 1 hour, right, and then come right back in. So we need to be careful. These tight wedges are a little confusing, and it's very hard compared to other things, right? You need to know when to, you know, be aggressive and when to, you know, lay back, because you can get rejected at any time. So yes, I'm looking at Nvidia, right? 820 break. I'm looking at this 829, 830 area, but on the 830 break, you're looking at a, you know, a trend here, and if we don't get above, we'll quickly reject here and come right back to the bottom here, 827, and it's a pretty tight move. So if the drop or the rejection is too strong, we're gonna break the wedge on the pullback. It won't just be, you know, a rejection at 830 and we come back at 827, and then yeah, whatever, we'll see if we bounce back. It can be an aggressive rejection on the 830 break. We come back to 827, and then boom, we're starting to break the wedge, and it's starting to get, we're starting to just push to the downside, and it becomes bearish. So keep that in mind. So I'm watching 820 break. We're probably going to break that pre-market. Nvidia's been doing that, and it's been very annoying. And then I'm watching 830. Now, if we can't get above 830, you need to be careful, because the wedge keeps going higher. So if the longer we stay in this wedge, the higher the top trend is. So don't just keep that 830 in mind. It can be 831 by the time this ends up breaking, or 832. So keep that in mind, just in case. Now, let's go to Amazon. Right, I'm looking at this 35.24 level. After this 35.24 level, I am looking at the 35.50. Right, after 35.50, we already know what we're looking at, 35.54, and from there, I'm looking at the top of this trend at 36.43. Now, if we put this on the 4 hour, 36.67 is the all-time high. So before we even get that, we have to deal with the trend on the 1 year. Right, which is 35.54, and then we thought after that we're going to be looking at 36.45, 36.50. It depends how long this takes to get up there, but we know Amazon, this thing was up $78 on Friday. If it does that one more time, we're already there. So next thing I'm looking at is Google. The best breakout is when everybody's just watching, or, you know, not in. Now, you know, the consolidation is over and we finally had the breakout. The rest of this push is going to be a little bit harder to navigate and understand, but I am still watching Google. Of course, keep that on your watch list. It's great to watch this, and I am watching this. We still have room. I look at every 50 here, so Google from 35.08, this has room to 35.50. Let's see how we can get there, and since we just consolidated for so long, since, what is that, January, February, March, April, from April all the way now to July, we just broke out on Friday. That was a pretty long consolidation. I expect more of a push here. Next thing, Facebook. I'm sure this is on a bunch of bunch of watch lists, but I have an inverse H here on the 1 year, right? We pushed here. You guys know what an H is. I've explained to you this is an inverse H. I'm looking for the breakthrough 358 into 360, and from there I want to see how much we can squeeze. Even if I put this on the 1 hour, it looks really good if we break 358, and then from there we have a bunch of room. And when Facebook breaks out, trust me, this thing breaks out. So I do have 365 as my target after 360, but I'm looking at the 358 on Facebook to the upside here. Now Apple, you don't really see this on my watch list a lot, but I actually let you guys know a couple weeks ago, if you guys go back to the watch list, that we were breaking a wedge here, or we were going to break, or just keep an eye on. I didn't say we were going to break because I never guess, but we were coming through to an end on the wedge. We were either going to break to the top or to the bottom. We ended up breaking to the top, and it's been clean ever since. So we broke through 129, 130. You know, we consolidated, pulled back to like 132. And we tested that trend barely, and then just from there we've been straight up to 140. The high is 145, so I'm looking at 140 into the 140 break. From there I'll be watching 145, and obviously after that, you guys know what we're looking at. Tell me real quick, let me hear you. Yep, 150. That's exactly what I'm looking at on Apple. So 150 after that on 145. I can't wait to see it on Apple. Yeah, and they have earnings in like a month or two. I gotta look at it. But another one that I don't really follow or like to trade, I'll be honest, but I'm gonna bring it up for the people that do. Watch the 400 break on ZM, because the squeeze can happen since we've just had this break on the downtrend. So yes, we've talked about this before. It's been grinding higher ever since, and now I'm just watching 400. We currently closed at 388 on Friday, so it was only up $2 on Friday. You know, doesn't matter how much it was up. This can flip the switch at any time, and we'll see that 400 break like that, and you'll see a run. You're like, yo, what the hell happened to ZM? Any news? Nope, no news. We just have a technical breakout on the 400 break. Last thing I'm looking at here is AMD. AMD, this 95 breakout. I'll put this on the 5-day. I'll put it on the 1 hour. So 1 hour, you guys can see we keep getting rejected at this 95 area. I'm looking for the break in 95. And I want to see the momentum after this. The all-time high on AMD is 99.23. Let me put this on the 4 just to make sure. Yep, 99.98. We could just say 100. So I'll be watching that very, very closely on AMD. The problem with this is I have to buy so many contracts. Because like a contract right now is about $1.50. You know, right at the money. So if I buy 100 of those, I'm only in with like 15,000. So 16,000. So I'm not really interested on things like that. I don't want to be buying 500 contracts of something. You get what I mean? So I'll either play this with shares, or I'll figure out a way where I can maneuver right. I can't, you know, if it breaks pre-market, I can't really play it as heavy as I want to. But AMD is definitely one to be looking at. Now keep in mind, the market's been making all-time highs every single day for the last, 6 days. So everybody's talking about a pullback, and obviously someone has to be right. Right, obviously one day someone has to be right. If you keep calling a pullback every day, you know, a pullback gotta come, a pullback. Then you have the people when the pullback comes out, I called it. Yeah, you called it 2 weeks ago. It happened 2 weeks later, so you're not really right. You missed out on 2 weeks worth of gains because you want to be so accurate and precise on the pullback that, you know, you waited 2 weeks for a pullback and you probably didn't catch it. And if you did catch it, you were in 2 weeks too early. You get what I mean? So yes, a pullback may be coming, and it may be aggressive because we've been making all-time highs, which is perfectly normal. It's the market. Nothing goes straight up. So keep that in mind when you're trading. If you see a pullback in the market, you know, take some defense or defense to it, and it's very possible that we do pull back because that's what the market does. And if we pull back, it makes it healthier for a new high, right? It just makes it healthier for longer term highs. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a great thing when the market pulls back. So if you guys enjoyed that video, hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below. And yes, the collection is coming through. I won't tell you which one, but it is coming through. I'll see you guys. Peace.